Welcome back to Friday Night on Sunday, the Culinary Industry Podcast, hosted by yours truly, the Vagabond chef, Matt Welch. I am happy to join you on another Sunday. And we call it that on here on the podcast because a lot of service industry folks, we don't get a weekend off. So a lot of times you all are enjoying your Friday night on Friday, but we don't get ours until Sunday. So I'm going to bring in now our co-host with the most. You know him, you love him, the always beautiful Daniel Finsley. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Boo, what are you doing? What are you
Oh,
wearing?
just chilling with the boys, watching the game.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. So what's good, dude? How are you today?
I'm doing awesome, man. I'm doing awesome. I'm excited to have our guest on tonight. Chef Libby Nolle is a force here in the West Virginia culinary community. She's a real badass in the kitchen, and I think you guys are going to get along really well.
Yeah, let's fucking get it.
Cool, man. All right, we'll bring her in. And here we go. And here we go. There she is.
Yeah, you did it.
Yay!
Yay!
We
All
did
right.
it.
We made
No more
it.
tricky mushroom noises.
Yep. So this is our second go around. We had some audio visual issues, but that will
Or the
happen
audio
here.
issues were maybe causing some visuals.
That's right. And you
Yeah,
will have that in the
yeah.
Mountain State. We are not known for our internet connectivity.
No, and I left my home to get better internet too.
And we
So,
appreciate that. I'm surprised the Mothman let you out of your holler.
I mean, he does every once in a while. Lets me crawl out.
So we usually talk real quickly about our beverages that we're enjoying. So I tonight am enjoying a Hawk Knob Appalachian cider made
Lovely.
here in beautiful West Virginia. What about you guys?
I have a nice Torpedo Extra IPA.
Ooh, the
I
extra IPA.
Yeah, I stopped at the Go Mart here in Ridgewood, and it was the best choice there.
Well, I'll tell you what, we are living in high times when the Go Mart has torpedo.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Not every Go Mart does.
But things have
Not
gotten
every
come a long way.
Yes, for sure.
What about you,
For sure.
Daniel? What
I'm
are you
having
rocking and rolling?
a nice glass of dehydrated piss.
Oh,
You know, does
lovely.
it not look like that? Like you're super hungover and you piss? I'm just kidding. So I I got old dependable Sam Adams. Again, like my day was super wild. Like I always aim to go to Hightower Brewing to get like super fancy beers. And when the time comes, life is like, hey, fuck you.
Yeah, you're
So
getting Sam Adams.
yeah, man. I say it's a fail safe. It's good. It's affordable. I mean,
For
it's
sure.
and it looks like, piss from a dehydrated, hungover guy.
Well,
Oh, man, I'm always on Operation Hydration. I think I'd be
Always.
scared if you look like that.
So I say this a lot. It's like hydrate or dihydrate. And like for
Yeah,
the people that like don't drink water, like I drink water with purpose. Like it uh just knowing how because if you are dehydrated, like you feel that's what a hangover feels like. And I can't express that enough. Like I try to tell that to my kid. He's like 15. He doesn't understand what a hangover is. So I was like, you just wait.
oh,
Just
we just
remember
wait.
what I told you.
Just wait. Yeah, drink your water. Chug it.
Always.
Always.
so Libby, we just got back from doing the governor's conference on tourism not too long ago. One of the gigs we've got to work on together.
Yeah.
And we were trying to figure out. I think we figured out that our epic 9-course meal was the first. That was our first hangout, right?
Yeah, it was
At Whistlepunk.
at Whistle Punk. What was that in 2020? Right after COVID, right?
I think it was in the
2021.
it must have been 2021 because it was
Yeah.
outside,
Yes.
and it was
Yeah.
when we thought everything was going to be okay, and then I don't think it was after like that summer maybe things got shut down. I don't remember.
Oh, I don't know.
I
It's
just
hard. It all blends together.
That's
It
what I was going
does.
to say. Yeah, it's all a blur. Like I'm pretty sure the last 3 years happened, but the only thing like I really remember is like getting my photography like certification and like meeting my fiance, to be honest, and also discovering like White Claw, which is like an avid thing with me.
White Claw?
I love White Claw.
I mean, I'm into the claws too. It's
Yeah,
a nice low calorie beverage.
Yep.
absolutely.
I try to be a skinny bitch sometimes.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my summer body.
Yeah.
Alcoholic effervescence.
Yeah.
Alcoholic effervescence is very nice.
Yeah. It gives me heartburn sometimes, though, like certain flavors. But then after six,
It
they all
definitely
taste the
does.
same.
After
But
six,
after
you're
six,
good until the next morning.
yeah, they all taste.
Ooh, yeah, that indigestion sometimes, yikes. But
Mhm.
I mean, sometimes you have to take one for the team. I mean, it's better than pounding whiskey.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not
There
as
is that. There is
delicious,
that.
but it makes me feel better the next day. I mean, it's a good one.
Right. There's some water in the White Claw.
Goddamn.
So trying to trace it back, Libby, I think I became aware of you through social media,
Okay.
and checking out the things that were going on at Whistlepunk. And then it was in 2020, the year before we did our dinner, that you became the first female best chef of West Virginia.
Yes. Yes. That was a really cool thing.
Yeah, though that's badass. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
can you talk about that at all? Like, do you think that what do you think that's done for your career, or what do you think it took to get there?
I think it's done a lot for my career for sure. And just being at the Whistlepunk kind of opening in Richwood right after the devastating flood of 2016. And I've always, I don't know, had a soft spot in my heart for the underdog, really. I'm
Yeah.
always rooting for the underdog. So when they opened the Whistlepunk, I like jumped on it. And I had taken a little hiatus from cooking there for a while and was managing gas stations. Um, and my soul was dying every time I microwaved a hamburger. I did have benefits.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah, it was bad. But I did have health insurance
Well, that's
for
nice.
the
Really?
only time in my adult life. Yeah, but it wasn't worth it. Like I'd rather get black market antibiotics than microwave a hamburger.
Yeah.
So,
You had to go on the dark web for moxicillin. Jesus
yeah,
Christ. I mean, it's exactly like that. Like, I'm
yeah.
just, my sister be like, Denise, like, my sister's name is Denise. I'm like, Denise, I know goddamn well you have antibiotics. Just give them to me. Just slingshot them in my throat. It doesn't matter. I know you have to be sitting on them. God damn it, dude.
So did you get in with Lance and Whistlepunk like right in the beginning when they opened then,
Yeah,
or?
right in the beginning. Yeah, I knew Lance from Snowshoe.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, so I opened the restaurant with them, and it was a really cool thing. Like, I was so happy to be cooking again, and I think it really showed. Like, I really I don't know, like honed in on some things, and they're really good with like social media,
Mm-hmm.
getting the name of the restaurant out, and getting my name out. Um, and yeah, when the West Virginia Living thing came out, I was like, kind of, a little surprised, but then I'm just like, I deserve it. Like I've been working hard at this for a long time,
Oh yeah.
and it was a cool experience, and it definitely like with that publicity and everything kind of got my name out there, and I kind of have used it for a stepping stone and
Yeah.
kind of to get my job now at the Vault on Main. So
Now,
yeah.
a lot of people talk about how rough kitchens can be, and it can be, people say, and I'm interested in your take on this. People say they could be very misogynistic and very much like a guys club sort of thing. Now obviously I am a guy. Spoiler alert to anyone like not
What?
watching. Yeah, I know it's weird. With this voice, you
Oh,
expect
shit.
Barbie. So
Man.
I understand that this comes with a huge fucking grain of salt, but like I've never experienced that. I've worked with a lot of women in the kitchen. They've always been highly respected. Have you gotten flack just because of that, or?
I definitely have. Not a lot. There, I guess one, work experience in particular. I don't want to, name names. Restaurant's
Right.
not open anymore. But that was like it was total boys club, and I, can tell dick and fart jokes all day long. I pretty much I'm pretty much a 14-year-old boy trapped in a 42-year-old woman's body. Like I I'm
Relatable.
on the wavelength. Like, and I was just like, wow. Like, and it was just not like blatant disrespect, but kind of getting, the drudgery jobs,
Yeah.
never like being cut, like always closing, things like that,
Okay.
I know wasn't my skill level. It
Yeah.
wasn't, I wasn't low man on the totem pole.
Yeah.
Um, and then a little bit when I first started out, but I started in the the late 90s, and a lot has changed without a doubt in kitchens. But just always, kind of, just being, left to like chop parsley.
Yeah.
And, kind of just do like, busy work, all the dudes were out doing the do things.
Okay.
But not, I would say not as, you know, I've had more good experience than bad, or I wouldn't still be doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what's really cool being in a leadership role in the kitchen, that, I can like set my own culture and wear pink pants and, kind of be flashy with things and still tell dick and fart jokes. So.
That's bread and butter, motherfucker.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely a certain amount of razzing that goes on. I've never been a part of like any sort of official club to experience like hazing or anything like that. Have either of you guys?
I mean, little things like, like actually, no, not really. No hazing.
Yeah.
I'm trying
Like
to think if I hazed though. I was in a sorority in college, so I, no stranger to it. But I don't think I've really hazed anyone. No, I have sent people to get charcoal for the grill. I lie.
charcoal for the gas grill.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I mean, well,
Yeah.
yeah, but I think I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like that, but it's also different. I feel like, hey, go mop the freezer,
Yeah,
or I need the squeegee sharpener.
Yeah, the squeegee sharpener is a great one. I even had to one dishwasher was like, well, what does it look like? And I had to on the fly think about how a squeegee sharpener would look.
How does a squeegee sharpener
Yeah,
look?
let's do this.
Okay, so it's about yay long, and it's hard rubber, and it has a series of different slits through it. So you run your squeegee through it to get it sharp.
That's great.
That's good.
Yeah.
I believe it. I think there's a market for that.
I mean, if you ever have a dull squeegee,
right?
Maybe that's how I'll make my millions.
Well, what about you, Daniel? Have you ever been in a hazing or have haze?
So my first job, you brought something up that I feel like was a core memory that I just put in the back of my mind for a long time. My first real job after being a paperboy for so long was at Hardee's as a fast food worker. And fun fact, they were like, "Hey, go mop the freezer." I was like, "Word, I got you." Bullshit, dude. I was like, "This is trash." I was like, "How can you even mop in here?" You know what I mean? As soon as because it's so cold. As soon as you hit that shit, I'm like, nothing's getting clean. All it is just an icy mess. This is trash. Everything sucks. Aside from that, though, like that was like, it was all just easy go kind of joking. I would say the worst was like being in sales though, man. Like I don't have any core examples, but that shit was ruthless, dude. Like salespeople are fucking monsters. Drug addled bad. And that's, coming from a previous drug addled monster.
Yeah. Man,
I
sales.
I definitely don't want to downplay the challenges of being a woman in what would be called a man's profession or whatever the fuck that means. But I feel like a lot of times, whether it's from being in the industry that we're in or being from the areas that we're in, like people look down their noses and kind of tend to treat us like servants or, and like that's what cooking was for so long. We with this new era where it's like semi quasi rock star is kind of a new and fun and interesting time.
Yeah, for sure.
I wanted to bring that up on our last conversation. Like you are absolutely right. It went from like a pissant servant thing to like a celebrity status. And I feel like that's all Food Network, man. I remember first discovering Food Network in 2000. Like I was still in art school. Like I mean, clearly like love food, but I was like, who are these people? Who the fuck is Anthony Bourdain? And immediately like, oh, this is somebody like I want to be friends with. This dude is dope as fuck. But also like regular, just like other chefs like Emeril Lagasse, like the bam, like that shit is such a token cop out. Like rewatching those episodes, I'm like, he's not really even that good, man. Like, what are you doing? But he was on TV,
right?
And that's what it boils down to. Like your face on television, that's automatically like a taste of fame, man, and that overflows into everyday life. And inadvertently, I feel like that gave the general population like a clearer, more concise, like positive notion toward people in the fucking kitchen, like seeing what they do, how they do it, and shit like that.
Well, it
You know,
is total
there's
madness.
still a little like, and I work with a lot of teenagers, and there's still a lot of like pressure upon them to like, like there's one server in particular I'm thinking, and she's really good at her job and can do great at the industry, but there's so much pressure that like you only do this until you can get a real job.
Yeah.
Right.
And it is a real job. Like it's
Right.
been paying my
Right.
bills
Right.
for the most part, And I think that there's still that mentality, even though we do get more respect and do get like that rock star status. It's just like, oh well, what are you gonna do later?
Right.
Or this isn't
When you
like
grow
it.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and that's
like never want to grow up.
As
Be
I
a
say, if
right.
if it ever
I'm
happens, I'll
about to
let you know.
die. Yeah.
What do you think about that whole culture of the food celebrity, Lib? Like, a lot of chefs have really strong feelings about it, one way or the other.
I don't, I guess I don't really have much of a feeling about it because I don't watch Food Network. I don't watch any of those cooking shows. To me, it's kind of like a busman's holiday in a way. I do appreciate that they kind of like give more like give us more credit, I guess, in a way. But yeah, I'm not into them at all. And it kind of all those cooking Food Network shows to me, it's like I get all the anxiety I get before a big rush, like before you're about to get spanked in the kitchen, but none of that rush of like having fun, like getting
Right.
all the food out. So it's like gives me all like the bad feelings. So I don't watch them at all. Like I have no desire to. Yeah, so I kind of like I guess purposely removed myself from that world, and I like go home and watch history shows and weird
Yeah.
documentaries.
I wasn't
So
sure if you could get television because you like it's a mud hut that you live in, right?
yeah, yeah, kind of. I'm out in the middle of nowhere, 35 minutes from work, about 45. I'm equally inconvenient to so many places, is how I like it. But it is like I don't have internet a lot. When I do, though, I watch the fuck out of some television, though, for
Yeah.
sure.
Well,
Um,
talking about this, I feel like I have to bring up on my behalf and anyone listening's behalf. Like, have you seen or heard of The Bear on Hulu yet?
yes,
Have you
yes.
watched that at all?
So I liked it and I have watched it, but how I was talking about, it felt like I never got off of work. There
Yeah.
was this one episode in particular in
The
season
tickets,
one. What?
when the
Yeah.
tickets kept going. Yeah.
But then he like got off of work and he's laying there on his couch and he's smoking cigarettes and drinking beer. I don't smoke cigarettes, but I lay on my couch and I drink beer. I'll sometimes have Doritos for dinner after cooking people all this like great food all day. I'll go home and eat Doritos or a can of soup. And then like in the episode, he's falling asleep, just like
Yeah.
dreaming about his order and vendors. And I'm like, man, like it's like I never got off shift, like I never
Yeah.
clocked out. So I just maybe if I ever like have COVID again and I'm not working for a week, I'd watch it. But I watch TV as an escape
Yeah.
from my reality, and that it's a pretty good reality. So
Yeah. Yeah. Heard.
yeah,
What do you
yeah,
think,
that's my
Daniel? Have you
feeling
seen The
right
Bear?
there.
I have. I love it, but even not being in the food industry, but that shit gives me anxiety. Like, like, so I, Matt, I know you know this. I know that you don't, but like, I love to cook. I love to experiment with food and like different, like especially culture varieties and shit. But at the same time, I love it. Okay, people are like, you should open a restaurant. I'm like, um, I'm like close friends with people in the industry and like restaurant owners, and like I see the stress like in their eyes, like when we speak, and I like it's passion, but it's also that overflow of I know damn well you have a rapid heartbeat, bud. You know what I mean? And like I don't want to fall out of love with that, and I'm not even saying I'm what the fuck. You know what I mean? But I still love that craft. But regardless, yeah, the bear had me fried out.
Yeah. Yeah. You're an excellent cook, man. But I would definitely say there is a huge skill set above and beyond being able to cook to make
That's
someone a
what I'm
professional
saying.
cook.
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Like we're a different breed. Like, and you people that like have been in the industry before or know about it, like it's just I don't know. You always can just find something. I don't know. You just understand a certain level about a person
Yeah.
if you know they've been in the industry for a while. Like I get you. Like I
Right.
get something about you. But
I there are definitely culinarians. I'll say not even cooks, but culinarians that have rubbed me the wrong way. But it is by and far the exception to the rule. Generally, if I meet someone and they cook, it's like instant rapport.
Well, I mean, it has to be because there's not a lot of people that you guys probably relate to like on a professional level in terms of that. It's that immediate connection. It's like I can't. It's just like meeting a person in my profession, like somebody that handles like branding or like identity creation or websites, so that your fucking eyes dilate. Like,
Yeah.
you know how hard it is. You know what it feels like when a client says make it pop, and you just want to go get your brass knuckles. You know what I mean?
I'll pop you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like when Libby and I met, I think we hit it off pretty much instantly, and it was like we were feeling each other out for just a little bit, and it was someone cracked a fart joke or something. It was like, oh, okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah,
we're the same.
Very cool. Yeah, for sure. And then just to be in the industry, it's a different lifestyle than a lot of people live, and like this is my Saturday, and everyone's like dreaded Mondays, and I'm like, yeah, Monday.
Thank you for cluing in, everyone, about the title of the podcast here, Friday Night on Sunday. Yeah, but I remember, and I've talked about this a lot in a lot of different opportunities, but when I walked into my first kitchen and met my first head chef, I was in high school. I had a devil lock, a dyed blonde devil lock.
Ooh.
And I just needed a fucking job, and I walked into this the cafeteria at school, and the head chef comes out. He's shaved bald. He's got us tattooed on his knuckles, and he plays in a punk rock band in Pittsburgh. And I'm like, oh, these are my people. Like I found my home. It's like the island of misfit toys.
For sure. Yeah, I use that term a lot. For sure. We're all misfits. Yeah.
And it's that guy, Chef Dave Harris, and his sous Chef John Grabowski, they both mentored me for several years when I was in college, not even thinking that it was going to be like a career or anything. But I honor those guys. I pay them a lot of credit, and fortunate to still have them in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Have you had anyone like that role in your life, Libby?
Yeah, in college, my mentor was Chef Melanie Campbell, and I think she was executive chef of Snowshoe for a while, and then started teaching at D&E, and she ran Graceland, which was the kind of like teaching in when I was there at school. And I still talk to her a lot. She gave me a really cool perspective on kitchen culture, being another, bad bitch in the kitchen. My first example was not that like super aggressive, asshole chef vibe, slamming things around. Like she always just kind of kept it cool.
Yeah.
And everything, like we would always be laughing. And that's something that I carry on with me now when I run mines. Like you spend so much time at work, you don't want it to be a negative environment. So I always try to have a good time. And I actually just this last August, she came and cooked the line with me on a Friday night at the Vault.
Oh, how cool.
It was so cool. And we had run into each other in Lewisburg in February. And she was like, I was like, you need to come eat at the restaurant. Like, I'd love to cook for you. And she was like, no. And I was like, what? What do you mean no? And she's like, if you cook for me, then I can't hang out. She's like, would it be okay if I come cook with you one night?
Oh,
and I'm like, really?
Awesome.
Cool.
And she's like, yeah. She's like, it would be like the olden days and we can hang out. And I'm like, that would be amazing. And then we didn't really speak anything of it. And then come the first week of August, I have a really small staff. So I only have 2 guys on the line. One of them was graduating nursing school, and the other one, it was his birthday. And, I respect people wanting to take their birthdays off. So I shot her a message, and I was like, hey, remember when you said you wanted to cook with me?
I'm down 2 guys this weekend. What are you up to?
I was like, do you want to come work the line? And she was like, well, maybe, let me see. And it was pretty short notice because it was like 2-week notice when I gave her. And she was like, what station? And I was like, grill. And she was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm there.
Nice.
She was like, I didn't want to work salads or anything.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I got you. I'll put you right on the grill. And it was a really cool experience. We got food out super fast. I think my slowest ticket time was maybe 20 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah, like we ran specials that we had at Graceland when we were working at D&E together.
Oh, that's
And
fun.
yeah, it was a really, really good time. And she got to meet like my staff. And like I said, a lot of them are young and in high school, or this was in the summer. So a lot of them were going into college. And it was a really neat experience for them to see that like I still had this relationship
Yeah,
with my college mentor as well. And it was such a neat experience. And I definitely like, yeah, she's a cool lady.
that's
She's
really
a cool,
awesome. So
yeah.
how'd she do on the line?
Oh, she killed it.
Nice.
Yeah, she did great.
Boy, I've said this for years. I do not have my line legs anymore. It is the exact opposite of riding a bicycle. If you don't do it all day every day, it disappears, and I miss it. I miss that feeling of being
Oh, it's so
weeded
much
and getting in the
fun.
zone and like just crushing it.
Yeah, yeah, no,
But
I do love working on the line, and I often say that like I'm pretty much a glorified line cook, and I don't like say that negatively.
yeah,
Like I still love to work on the line.
yeah.
Definitely, it's a lot of fun. It's
Oh,
a lot.
it's amazing. So, uh, I work with my head chef a lot about like how we craft the menu, and not only the things that I want to do. I don't know if we've talked about this at all or not, but I kind of think of myself as a culinary anthropologist, and I want
Okay.
to look back at like the heritage foods and so I want to craft a really interesting, delicious menu, but also I have to think about uh execution, right? And
Yeah.
like how is this going to back up the flat top? Is it going to back up the grill? Are we going to get a bottleneck at the fryer? And I work with my head chef a lot to make sure that doesn't happen. But my where I'm going with this is curious about how you build your menus, Libby.
Well, first, I think about what I want to eat because I'm a fat kid.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah, cheers to that. So that's yeah, first and foremost, what I want to eat, and then what isn't available in the area.
Okay.
So I don't like to be redundant. I know when I took the job at the Vault, they had nachos on the menu, and I was like, I'll work here, but I'm not putting nachos on the menu. Like I'm not going to
Like,
do
with
we
it.
like
talking
canned cheese.
What's up?
With like canned cheese.
Well, I'm not speaking ill of who was there before me, but yes, there was canned cheese involved.
see,
And
I
I
was
chose,
actually probably because of hanging out with you last week, I was actually thinking about nachos the other day, and I was thinking about using the tortillas that Daniel showed me how to make a couple weeks ago, and actually doing like the old like concession stand nachos, but making your own tortillas, making your own chips, making your own cheese sauce, candying your own jalapenos. I
oh,
I kind of need to do that.
That
I
shit sounds so
mean,
fucking good.
that
I
would be really good.
I
Like
think
that
that needs to happen.
nacho, yeah, that
But
could happen.
that
Um,
wasn't what was going on before.
no, no.
No.
So, and I was just like, no nachos are ever going to be on my menu, like at
Yeah.
all. And then I had to like, because they really wanted nachos, and I was like, and I named every restaurant within 10 miles that had nachos on their menu, and I
All
was
of
Yeah.
like,
them.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
all of them, except for Pizza Hut, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of them. So it's like, they can go elsewhere and get lovely nachos, but
Right, man.
there's no calamari on any other menus, and there's not a smoked trout dip, and there's not meals frites.
Right.
So what I want to eat, what's not available in the area. And then after I have that, it's like cross utilization. I don't want anything on a menu that's only on one item.
Yeah.
So it has to be, you know, used on more than one thing for me to put it on the menu.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
then
that
if
makes
there's
absolute sense. Yeah.
Now I've seen your menu, and I it's kind of big. I feel like your menu.
it is big, it is. It's I have to keep a lot of people happy,
Yeah.
and I also want a lot. I like it's hard for me to choose what I want on there as well. I do think though, with just how much food is these days, and just to make money, I think menus need to be smaller and more
Mm-hmm.
streamlined and whatnot. But it's hard, especially in Summersville, like, when I'm competing with Applebee's.
Yeah, right.
And it's like, I hate to say that, but I need those people to not go to Applebee's and come eat at my restaurant. So I need to have something for, I have to play to a crowd.
Right.
And
that's a challenge for sure.
Yeah,
what would
and not
be
just
like
do what I want to do.
Yeah.
right? What would be like your prized possession right now on your current menu, like that you just beat the shit out of?
I am really into the pork chop. It's a thick cut pork chop, and it's brined in hawk knob cider and some J.Q. Dickinson salt,
Nice.
amongst other things. And then I do a smoked apple chutney on top
Yeah.
of it
Yeah.
with risotto and
I heard.
Brussels sprouts. It's really
Oh,
good.
Oh, that sounds so good.
And I did it at a farm to table dinner way back in the day. I used to do, there was a farm in Fayetteville called West Virginia Homegrown Farms, and we did a
Yeah.
farm to table dinner series. This was probably in, I don't know, 2016, 17. It was a while ago. And I did that dish, and I'm like, if I ever write a menu, it's going on it.
that's
Like,
awesome. That's
yeah,
great.
Yeah, I kind of
yeah,
need that.
Well,
yeah.
so thinking about the nachos, I've got a ramble in mind tonight, but people used to complain about the salads at the Vagabond because we would always have beets and goat cheese and
Oh yeah.
pickled red onions, like all
Oh,
these
sounds
things.
great.
And I got feedback like, oh, why don't you have shredded cheese? Why don't you have French fries? Because that's a thing up around
Jesus.
Pittsburgh, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Um, all these things. So at one point when I was overhauling the menu, I was workshopping the menu with some people, and I was like, well, what if we called it the GFY salad, and it could just have shredded cheddar and like all the things. And my mom was one of the people helping workshop this, and she was, what's GFY stand for? And I said, oh, good for you.
Good for you.
Yeah, good for you salad. So I think Libby, that Daniel and I should come down to the vault sometime, and we should press out a fuck ton of tortillas, and we should make some GFY nachos with
Yeah.
homemade cheese and house pickled jalapenos, and do a whole thing.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
That would
For
be fun.
sure.
Oh, that
That'll
sounds
be a lot of fun. A whole
That would
lot
be
of fun.
that would be awesome.
For sure. For sure. We should do it.
So
Definitely.
let's talk about farm to table stuff a little bit. I mean, because we both do that a lot. It's an interesting. I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts about it. I think it's a very useful thing to do. I think that it's important for us to shine the light on local producers and local farms, and kind of be the front man in the band for those guys. I also think it's farm to table, farm to fork. Those words get used to really advertise and play to people's expectations, and maybe they're not always as truthful as they should be. So I just have a lot of thoughts about it. I'm curious, like, where do you land on that? Is that something that you think is obvious, or like an ideal to strive for?
I like to say it's definitely an ideal thing to strive for. And I'm very honest about sourcing. I like to get things as local as possible to meet a price point. And with the way that the food trucks, like, food prices are getting higher, and it's almost leveling out, which is something that I called out years and years ago.
Yeah.
But it definitely burns my biscuits when people lie about it, and it
Yeah.
does happen in the industry a lot.
Yeah.
And my view is, yeah, just do your best and be as sustainable and as responsible as you can with your sourcing. And I feel that people, I don't know, at least I like to think that people would notice, and I don't try to toot my horn a bunch about it. I definitely like to give shout outs to producers and vendors locally when I can.
Yeah,
But I think that it's a little people definitely use it as an overkill.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. It's just, everything's so much more convoluted. Everyone wants to make things really simple and say, oh, well, I do this or I don't do this, so I'm good. And it's just not that simple.
No, it's not. It's not. That's why I just as sustainable and as responsible as I can do the job as I try to do it. And I actually moved back to West Virginia because my like pipe dream and something I may do eventually is to, have a small farm and, produce things from the farm, do like value added products and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah.
And have my own little store, I think would be a really fun thing to do.
That would be super cool. I thought it was a great idea. Chef Tim and Melody Urbanic's son Eli was doing a general store in Clow near their farm, and he was kind of doing like this, like really well done kind of, it was a general store with like chips and like pepperoni rolls and stuff, but he was doing really nice grab and go food. It sounded super great, and apparently it wasn't long term sustainable. I think they had to close it down.
Yeah, to close it down recently, and it was sad, and it's really hard to make it work, especially and like where I live in Hominy Falls is similar to Clo in a way, like it's out in the middle of nowhere, and I, like in my little like romantic vision is to have this little farm store in Hominy, because then it's also like a food desert there. Like we have to drive 20 minutes to get to a Dollar General, and that's and that's a food desert in itself, and it's 40 minutes to get to a Walmart. But it's hard to sustain something in a rural area like that. It was a cool idea though, for sure.
Well, yeah, we're so blinded by the subsidization of big agribusiness, and like we don't understand the true cost of things. And like the meal that MK and I helped you out with at JQD, we came down to be your sous chefs, and you're talking about concasseing like 3 bushels of tomatoes or something, and you're like, holy fuck, like this is a lot of work.
Yeah, I was like, I have a new appreciation for high quality canned tomato products.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Like I couldn't have, I couldn't run pomodoro sauce at my restaurant without charging like, $12 a side for it. If that was how I was going to make pomodoro sauce. So that's definitely where you can't like, sure, I'm a from scratch kitchen, but I'm not, that from scratch kitchen,
right.
And that's why, you have to be realistic with, the whole like, movement, I guess.
Well, and I like what you said about transparency too.
Yeah, for sure.
And getting people to understand. And I think that's, in my mind, that is what sets the farm to table dinner, or like that chef driven multi-course meal concept. That what really sets it apart is you go that extra mile to do all those things like that are way time consuming and really expensive to do, to give people an opportunity to really taste the difference.
And I know I taste the difference, and I hope that people that aren't into food they have to, right? Like
they absolutely do. That shit shows, man. And like I'm not a ritzy guy, but like good food is good food.
Yeah, for sure.
You immediately like tell that difference, unless you're an avid smoker of cigarettes and everything fucking tastes the same.
And you just want more salt.
We need more salt, right, dude? The fucking trip, man.
Well, you know what it makes me think of, Daniel, is that the Bigger Mac versus the Big Mac. And when we did that video. Did you know about this, Libby?
No.
So we do at the restaurant, we do a benefit burger every month, and every month it benefits a different local charity. And December has become the month of the Bigger Mac. So we do our own quarter-pound patties, and we use our fry sauce for the sauce, and but do it up just like a Big Mac would be. We did a video on it like a year ago or so, and we've got pictures of them side by side. It's just like, it's an insane difference. And I think there's an inherent opportunity in offering people something that they recognize, but it's so much better.
Yeah.
So like, hey, what you're used to eating isn't actually that good.
Or the fuck, yeah. Not only that, there's like lawsuits now against like McDonald's and Burger King because of their like false advertising. Because, bro, those burgers on TV look banging. You know what I mean? They do. Not being a fast food guy, but like every once in a while you're in a pinch and you get this little piece of shit burger. bro, rather eat the fucking callus off my toe, man.
Yeah.
Like it fucking hurts my feelings, and that shit's like $17. I'm like,
yeah, it's not cheap anymore, is it?
no,
No, it's not.
it's dumb as hell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it creates an interesting opportunity or challenge. Like, how do we capture people's attention and use that to show them like the difference in what they're getting, and like, hey, you're going to, the last time I got a chicken sandwich at Wendy's, it was like $12.
Right.
You have to take out a fucking loan or so.
So you pay $4 more at my place, and you get
And
something
it's real.
that's demonstrably light years better.
No,
Like,
when you did the McRib, bruh.
The O rib.
Yeah.
The O rib sandwich.
Holy Jesus.
Yeah, I need that.
That was like a religious experiment, or like a religious experience.
The funny thing about that,
I was like, I have to make this shit myself.
Well, the funny thing about that is I got ground pork, and I pretty much put every single spice I had in my prep kitchen in
right.
because I figured it's a pre-made pork patty, so it's probably got tons of shit in it.
Every
garlic powder, cube,
all kinds of dumb shit. Yeah.
So but then I made the patties and smoked them, and then we cooled them, and then we reheated them on the grill, and then added sauce. So yeah, it was pretty dope.
Yeah, and that sounds delicious. Yeah,
don't downplay that shit. That shit was slamming, dude.
Minced white onions are amazing on like everything.
Everything.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds great.
Yeah, well, I'll have to do that again sometime too.
Yeah,
we should definitely do more collaborations, Libby.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. We need to.
So where do you stop? You say, okay, I'm not going this far for a farm to table. I will concasse 8 bushels. I will concasse an entire semi-truck worth of tomatoes, but I will not.
I mean, there's no level. Like, I've slaughtered chickens for farm to table dinners. So.
Really?
Yes, yeah. My like I said, I moved up here to try to do like a farm to table store. My best friend Eric Siebert, you met him, one of the finest servers you will probably see.
Fantastic server.
We would raise chickens, and one day we put well, this is kind of a funny story for dinner. Before he had his own chicken slaughtering equipment, we used to take him to this guy in Rennick. And I don't know why we took his Cavalier, but not my Jeep. But we had like 40 chickens in a Cavalier.
It's like a clown car for chickens. That sounds awesome. Chickens are mean sons of bitches. I'm surprised you guys are still alive.
They were in like chicken cages, right? So they weren't just like free ranging in the Cavalier.
Oh no, they were plotting against you.
But yeah, so we took these chickens to Rennick in the Cavalier and slaughtered them. I can get a chicken dressed up pretty quick.
Really?
Yeah, I can. Well, Siebert was on the killing end, so he would kill them and then pluck them.
We call that harvesting.
Oh yeah, sorry, harvesting. He would harvest, and I'd pull their heads off, cut their feet off, and gut them.
Harvest their heads off, right?
Yeah, harvest their heads off.
Harvest their feet.
I could get a plucked chicken and have it dressed up in under a minute and a half.
That's pretty fucking badass.
I mean, I don't want to. I have never slaughtered chickens with an Amish person, but I think I could probably hold my own. It's a bold statement, I know.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure that if you were ever in a chicken dressing competition, you'd be throwing ribs or throwing elbows into ribs, like
for sure.
I don't think anyone would be safe. That's why I don't compete against you, because
everything's a competition. Everything.
So wow, that's pretty amazing. What did you do with the chickens once they were dressed? Take them out of town, or?
Damn it! I was gonna say that, dude.
Yeah. Took them for dinner and a movie. Yeah, dinner and a movie, man. No, they just got put into coolers, and then we vacuum sealed them when we got back to Hominy Falls.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then I had a one farm to table. I did these little mini ducks. Forget the names of them, but they're basically like like just a little midget duck, and I saw them at my friend's farm, and I was like, you know what, I want to eat those.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. As soon as you said little duck, I was like, I'm in.
It was.
Like
I think
going
it's
to
Huey,
game
Dewey,
in
and
the duck
Louie.
form.
and then he's like, really? I was like, have you ever eaten one? He's like, no, but I want to. And I'm like, well, we should raise up some. And I did. I forget how I did them at that dinner. I smoked them. I think they were stuffed and smoked, but they
Nice.
ate like a little Cornish game hen. But it
Yeah.
was a duck.
Mm,
Oh, I wish I remembered the breed of that duck.
that sounds
Oh,
so
that
goddamn
sounds
good.
great. Yeah.
Duck is
Yeah.
so good. It fucking hurts.
Oh yeah, I love
So
duck.
good. Jesus Christ.
So we've workshopped some pretty wild ideas just on this call. But I'm curious, do you have any like I really want to do this, but I don't know if it would work, or I don't know if there'd be an audience for it.
That's a good question.
Oh, that is a good question. And off the top of my head, no, but I wish I want to think of something.
Nachos.
Not no, fuck
No, that'd
nachos.
sell.
I will fight you, Daniel.
Yeah. What would be even better
I
is if
mean,
we should make these fucking nachos
What's
and
up?
then like take a cart down to Bridge Day
oh,
and then we can retire.
no, we yeah, totally retire. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Have you ever been to Bridge Day?
No, I don't like people.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. The first time I went to Bridge Day was a lot of fun. I was in college, and a friend of mine worked for Red Bull back when Red Bull was new, and it was a great time. And then I went to Bridge Day like 3 years. No, it was before COVID. And it was hot and it was crowded, and you just walk across the bridge,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
wasn't.
I feel the same way about Bridge Day that I feel about Burning Man, where it probably was really cool at one point, and I
Yeah.
super don't really want to do it anymore.
And then all the drama of Burning Man this year.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was
Holy
crazy this
Like,
year.
And who knew that like that mud was like out here like burning people? I don't know. I saw it on the news, but I had like bad chemical reactions like with people's skin and shit. That's wild.
that is wild. I have a friend of mine was at Burning Man, and it was her first Burning Man. And I haven't talked to her since she's been back, but she made it back in one piece, and everything was fine. But
Crazy.
Yeah, I think that
yeah,
was just the fact that a lot of those people had never actually been dirty before.
right. Like, what is this?
I don't understand. It doesn't feel good. Sorry, burners out there. I know a lot of, and no offense.
Oh, I know. I have. Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Vagabond Chef pisses off burner community.
this is not everybody.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. When my son was first born a few years ago, I was talking to Chef Marion Olinger, and I said, I want to work with you, and I want to do a dinner that is based off of songs that we want our kids to know, like
Ooh.
important songs, like Frank Zappa, like just really like
Yeah,
informative. And I was
and you guys
super
are like into some music too. Like y'all have good music taste for
thank
sure.
you. Yeah, and I was like, it's got to be like really deep cut stuff. And he's like, man, nobody wants to listen to that shit. Like, we don't want to come out to that. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. It wouldn't work.
Me and Siebert have talked about doing like showing really like obscure cult films, and
Mm-hmm.
then planning a menu
Oh
to
God,
go
yes,
along with the films. I think that would be cool
that would be
as well.
amazing.
And then we were like, how could we build like a restaurant concept around this? And I
Yes,
don't think you think so
in a big city,
in a
yes.
big city, but not
Not in
not
Summersville.
Richwood. Not or Richwood more than Summersville
Yeah,
probably. But
yeah. Well, we used to do a Halloween party called the Monsters Ball at the restaurant, and a couple years in, when we had our location we're in now, we've actually have TVs. So I would just throw up YouTube movies, like old black and white YouTube movies, and just they you can find them like 24-hour playlists. And I thought that would be a great background
yeah,
for like pretty much anything.
yeah.
You know,
Family
yeah,
reunion.
baby showers, weddings. Just wait until the wedding.
I love it.
Yeah, that's nice.
But yeah, I don't know. I think you got to keep brainstorming. You got to keep coming up with the ideas, and
Yeah.
you got to. It's our job to push boundaries.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get people in Summersville to eat pork belly, and that's hard enough.
Yeah, I
What?
get that. I get that.
You know,
It's just
I'm doing a
thicker, more
porchetta
delicious.
next weekend, so I'm hoping they'll eat it
Oh,
like that. But
pork
How are
belly
you
is one
doing
of
it?
the best foods.
I have a pork belly. I'm gonna pound it out and I have some Italian sausage and herbs and breadcrumbs, and I might throw some bacon in there just because I love to stuff pork with pork. It's just
Yeah.
like maybe a fetish. I don't know, something. I'm into it. And I'm just gonna roll it up and roast it, slice it thin, and pray that the good people of Summersville eat it.
Oh,
I'll
so you're
serve it
gonna
with some
All
gnocchi
you
and
have to do is call
pomodoro.
it bacon. That's it.
I don't know. I've tried that. I had to take it off my brunch menu.
so you're gonna do like a pork belly roulade?
Yeah.
Okay. And are you gonna so then are you gonna like thin slice it like a pancetta almost? Is that
Yeah, not that thin, but yeah. And
okay?
then I'm just gonna heat it up on the flat,
That
and
sounds
then
amazing.
That sounds so
serve it
fucking good, dude.
with a pomodoro gnocchi
Oh,
and some
absolutely.
asparagus.
All day.
Yeah, all day. That's a
Yeah.
special on Saturday night at the Vault on Main.
What am I doing on Saturday?
Oh
I know,
shit.
right? Of course, I have to do it on Saturday.
Oh man, that sounds so good.
But if the trend sets and no one eats it, I'll save some for you and bring it to
Oh
your wedding.
yes, please do. Please do. Yeah, I always tell the story about how when we first opened up in 2014, we were doing a Spanish tortilla on the menu, which I'm sure a lot of people know, but some people don't. That a
Mhm.
Spanish tortilla is just an egg disc. It's like a
Yeah.
omelet that you don't fold. You mix everything together in the skillet, and you that's your tortilla. And then I had to take it off the menu because so many people would get their dish and they'd ask where the tortillas were.
Yeah.
Like after like a month and a half, I was like, I'm sorry, this is why we don't have nice things. I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
So sad though.
Oh man.
And we would
Yeah.
try to it's so dicey to educate the customer, but like that's kind of our role, I think, like as pseudo avant-garde chefs in our state. I think it's to push those boundaries a little bit, to get
Yeah.
people to come out of their comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. And then to see people eat things that they never would try is really, really satisfying and gratifying.
Right.
Um, yeah, I even see it with my, little baby servers that, they are meat and potatoes or chicken nugget and ketchup kids. And
Yeah.
I make everyone eat the special. I'm like, eat it.
Well, yeah, you have to taste it at
Try
least.
it. You can't
Yeah.
sell it. You try it. And
Yep.
I make sure everyone could pronounce it and then hope for the best. But it is really neat to see people like, I didn't even know I liked this, or,
It's weird how
it's,
that works. Yeah.
yeah, if you just try it, try it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love the I don't think I like that, but I'll try it because you made it.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I like hearing that a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
So, what do you think the biggest challenge threatening our progression as a state culinary destination? What do you think like we're really fighting against right now?
I think we are fighting against chain restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we are, and just the fact that and price points, they have more buying power than we, so they
Mm-hmm.
can, afford, and I think that's a huge threat, without a doubt. Probably the biggest one. In Summersville, especially, it's 19 cuts right through it, so a lot of people are just traveling through,
Right.
um, stopping right there off the 19 and going to those chain restaurants. Um, I think that it's hard to to have a small business. I don't know much about tax structures and whatnot, but from what I do understand, they make it harder, or not make it harder, but it's just hard to sustain yourself as a small business.
Yeah.
So that is also a big challenge. Staffing as well. I am very lucky that I have, a great group of people working with me, and I try my best to keep them.
Yeah.
And and the whole thing, like, what are you going to do next? And this isn't a real job. Like, I think that with this generation coming up, there's not like career industry people. Like, you don't see those career servers
Yeah.
anymore. And but the fact is, like, servers are making more than teachers, which
Right.
is fucked up. They
Right.
shouldn't.
Yeah.
But it's, why don't you go to college and get student loan debt to get a real job and make less money than if you, worked weekends?
Right.
So like, but and not having our workforce being pretty much transient and just using it as a stepstone is a challenge. And that's why I try to like cultivate an environment that like that people want to stay in and not want to use it as a stepstone. But then it is hard to like keep up with the wages that like my boys make less in my kitchen than they pay at Sheets, but I can't
Right.
pay Sheets wages.
Right.
But the job, and I just say it's a lot more fun to work here than
Right.
it is to work
it's a
Sheets.
quality of life choice. I mean, I don't know how younger people today are looking at it. I feel like I'm definitely slipped into the old curmudgeon realm, which fits really, really well, but it's weird to be in that position of life. But I know for me growing up, you straight up could not pay me enough to work at Sheets or McDonald's or any of the chain restaurants. I've never worked at a chain. I've never worked in a corporate place. Because I would dumpster dive before I would do that. And I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if it ever was a thing. Maybe that's just me.
I mean, I don't know if it's still a thing. I microwaved hamburgers for 3 years at a corporate gas station. But like I said before, it killed my soul. Like I am way more into the quality of my emotional state, I guess, better than my financial one in a way. Like I'd rather be poor and happy, and I'm not afraid to be poor. It's fun sometimes, like the struggle, even though it's real, it's character building and it doesn't kill you. But not everyone thinks like that.
Right.
And I don't know, the fact of me thinking like that is a strength or a weakness, honestly, but I'm doing good so far. And I'm happy. So I guess it's a strength in my world.
Right on.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Daniel? Because much like a chef or someone in the culinary industry, you work your ass off day in, day out all the time. What would you rather do that and be a free and independent agent and kind of be the captain of your own ship, or would you happily sell out and go get paid real money to work for somebody else?
Fuck. That's a hard one. I mean, there's a lot on the line. So having worked for myself almost as much as I have for somebody else, the freedom and the fuck you, I don't have to like do this mentality is borderline sexual. I mean, it's something to me. That's
I like how you said freedom, because that's what it is. Like to not need that, I guess, stability is a sense of freedom in a way. That I've never really been tied down in that like corporate drudgery type of thing. But freedom, it's total 100% freedom.
Right. And every time I have been tied down, it's been like, I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to get some rubbing alcohol, and I'm going to pull a fucking Richard Pryor. You know what I mean? Just torch myself.
Yeah.
But like, I know. It's hard. It's fine. It's the struggle to find that happy medium, because there is the luxury of like, there is a consistent paycheck here, but like for what? Like my previous gig before East Wheeling Clay Works, like it was tough. It was in the direct mail industry, but that consistent paycheck like was wild. Plus I did all my other 32 jobs on the side. But like ultimately, I'm not gonna lie. Fuck. This is impossible to answer. I mean, fuck me, man. Not that it'll ever happen, but like if the price was right, I don't know. I don't know if I'm willing to give that up. Damn you, Matt.
Well, it hits different when you have a family too. I know.
I have a really bad connection. God damn it.
Yeah, I know. Prior to having my family, there's nothing that I would I've said forever, I just can't eat a shit sandwich. Like I just can't. Like if it's a shitty job, I'm gonna fucking quit. Like I can't do it. Like I need leadership I can believe in. I need a product that I'm stand behind, you know. And I've thought a lot about it a lot since Owen was born almost 3 years ago. And like, would I eat a shit sandwich now if it meant putting food on the table?
So let's hear your answer.
I think I'd probably knock over gas stations first.
Yeah. I mean, there's creative ways to make money.
Right.
OnlyFans.
That's what I was gonna say. God damn it, Libby.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers are out here just taking my joke.
I'm sorry, man.
I'm so close to putting my foot up in the screen right now.
Fuck a foot, you're a bear. Can you imagine how much money you make just by showing your nipples? Get the fuck out of here, dude. I want to see your nipples, man.
Oh, dude.
There's something for everyone, and everyone's into something.
I will never yuck anybody's yum, man.
Like, no.
Daniel, you remember years ago when I did that cooking video with Mikey for the Love OV thing?
Oh my god, yes.
I was trying to get so many views for that, and I reached out to a friend of mine named Chet in Morgantown. I was like, "Hey, man, if you could share this out to you know, I know you got a lot of friends and everything. If you could share this out, that'd be great." He's like, "Do you care where I share it out?"
Ansley.
I was like, "No, man, like Exec, anywhere." And he said, "Well, he said you'd be a hit in my bear groups." And I'm like,
"See, that's what I said." Paul, you're burly. Yeah. You're the best.
Oh man, that's your calling.
I'll take it. I will take it.
Out here rubbing beards. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
man.
It's all good. It's all good. I was just saying last week, like attention has become this new form of currency, and it's not something that I'm used to seeking, like in my personal life, but in my business life, my career, and what I've been doing as Vagabond Chef and with the restaurant and across the state, like that shit's very important and it matters, and I can promote the things that are important. I can do what's important if I get that currency. So yeah, sure, man. You want to look at my feet? You want pair of my dirty shit stained underwear for $500? Like, it's cool.
I'm telling you, man, put your nipples on the internet. Yeah. Make that fucking nut, bud. All right, get that fucking restaurant packed.
Yeah, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Success by any means necessary. All right, well, that went down an interesting path.
Yeah, right.
I'm here for it, man. I'm having a good time.
Yeah, right.
So, Libby, you got anything you're looking forward to? What's coming down the pike?
Oh, what am I looking? We have on October 28th in Summersville. It's the second annual Oktoberfest. We're calling it Spooktoberfest.
Nice.
And I think there's 20 odd local breweries coming, and we're booking music now for it. Going to be vendors and a couple food trucks. I'm doing a German inspired menu, some pork schnitzel and beer brats, and we did this event last year and it was so much fun.
Nice.
So I'm really looking forward to that. And then I have a really cool private event, offsite catering at the end of this month at a new Young Life camp that I basically got creative, like carte blanche to they just trust me to do whatever, and it's going to be real casual. They want me to cook and kind of explain what I'm doing as I'm
that's
cooking.
Awesome.
It's for 30 people. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. I've been on this like huge Mediterranean kick, so I'm kind of doing Greek inspired, taking some stuff I did at the JQ Dickerson's dinner and kind of translating it a little differently for this group. But yeah, so I'm pretty stoked about that as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys, I know you change your menu up at the Vault, but how often do you change it? I'm not sure.
Usually just twice a year.
Yeah. Like winter, summer kind of thing? Or?
Yeah, winter, summer type deal. I'm going to make a few changes coming up in the next few weeks on it. Maybe make it a little, streamline it a bit. I always feel winter is kind of a slower time, so I like to kind of tighten it up a little bit in the winter.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you can do some, like one dish or one pan dishes and casserole type things.
Yeah,
that's the season for it.
Yeah, definitely. And then I guess I'm gonna have to do some soups. I love making soups, but then I guess the first year I was at the vault, no one sold my soups, and I got my feelings hurt.
Yeah, that would be hurtful.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I'm not going to make soup for no one to sell it.
Yeah, if you're not going to eat it,
I'm not going to make it.
just in the walk-in cooler, rubbing cold soup all over your body. Like, it's fine.
Like I said, there's a market for it.
I'm OnlyFans, yes. That'll be part of my page.
Well, shoot, I guess we should probably call it. I don't know how long we've been talking because we had a couple false starts, but I think it's been a little bit.
Yeah, I have no idea either. I know it's dark out now. Is it?
I've been watching it in the window behind you.
It's been really so have I.
Yeah.
It's so odd that you say that the back of your window, Matt, or your window, and then Libby's window.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about my window.
Cool. Oh, yeah. I haven't been paying attention at all to your window.
This is dreamy nipples.
Come to my window. All right. Well, this has been fantastic. Libby, anytime Mothman lets you escape the holler, you're welcome to come join us and shoot the shit and talk about some things. I hope to do some really cool things with this podcast, and I really would like to talk more about our industry and our state and what we're doing here and how we're all part of that chorus.
Yeah, I think good things are yet to come though with the culinary world in our state, without a doubt. Like things are moving forward.
It's really cool, man, and I think that it's it's going to take like a large push like publicly, but like they're under the radar, and I hate to fucking say that, but like under the radar there is an absolute massive amount of movement, and like it sucks and it hurts my feelings that like it's not common fucking knowledge.
Yeah,
like I don't own a gun, but like it makes me want to go to the gun store. Like I'm mad as fuck about it. You know what I mean? Like it does suck. Like it's fucking terrible, because like I know like my level of what little involvement I have with it, like I see this shit happening, and like it resonates with me, and then like it hypes me up.
Yeah,
like even passing like conversations like this, or like meeting you and speaking with you talking about your dishes, I'm over here having the goosies. You know what I mean? You talk about pork belly and not being able to sell it. I was like, oh,
I know, right?
Okay, Red, if I can sleep under your bar, I don't give a fuck.
We're gonna make these nachos happen if it's the last thing I do.
Yeah, I would get it behind those nachos for sure.
And can we use the little ducks as the protein?
Oh, a little confit. Oh, but we don't need a little duck to confit it. We need a big duck to confit.
I mean, any kind of it doesn't matter if it's out of the toilet. I'll eat duck. Like out of it doesn't matter. It might be like my favorite protein. It's just
it's good. Yeah.
Good, man.
I definitely have made a duck with some friends, and we were going to make a big dinner around it, but ended up standing around the counter just eating the duck with our
nibbling. Yeah, right, dude. It's so good. It's rich. I mean, it's just it's heavy with all kinds of flavors and fat.
Yeah.
Like, and it soaks up whatever you put on it too. It's just like a sponge, a poultry sponge. What a time to be alive!
Sponge of fatty deliciousness.
Yeah, it's. I call duck the beef of fowl.
Yeah,
it's very beefy.
Holy shit! Yeah.
Bird. Yeah.
Oh, it is. Fowl.
I was actually talking to Chef Rocco earlier today. Libby, you remember Rocco?
Oh yeah, Rocco's a great dude.
Yeah, sure. We were talking about food for the wedding reception, and he's like, "Yeah, man. So you got any like just duck thighs, laying around? We could use those." And it's like, well, I actually don't. But I'm saying me, a fifth of something good and a slingshot, go down to Heritage Port, and we get ourselves some duck, man.
Dude, no, just go to Kroger parking lot. I drive through there like every other day, and there's just a sea of them. I'm like, man, all I need is a BB gun. That's it.
And you can see those wild ducks, and they'll be perfect.
Oh yeah. Now I just think of Letterkenny every time though, and I don't want to piss. I don't want to piss Letterkenny off. So, all right, this has gone off the rails.
Yeah,
Libby,
that was yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, it's been fun. Good talk, guys.
Yeah, like I said, you're welcome back anytime. Always a pleasure to see you, work with you, all the things. So, thanks for being a badass.
It was awesome meeting you, and yes, exactly what I said. You are a fucking gangster.
Thanks, man. Y'all have a good night. It was so much fun.
Awesome. Take care.
Bye, Tickle.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All
Old
right.
nipples.
Well, that was fun.
That was fun as fuck, man. You got I can't stop thinking about duck. I'm about to go to duckthighs.com, dude. It's
Oh,
gotta
I'm
be a
sure that
thing.
exists. That's got to
It
be a
has
thing.
to, right? I have credit cards for a reason, man. We're about to be knee deep in this shit.
Yeah,
And
I
deep.
actually have I've got some sort of duck in my freezer. The folks at the Season Cart where I get that Wagyu from,
Yeah.
they sent me some sort of duck. I don't know what it is. I think it's confit duck, and it's in my freezer right now.
What the fuck, Matt?
It's already
How long has
cooked
it been
though. I don't
there?
know how to I don't know what to do with it because it's already made.
I don't know. I don't. You're the.
I
You're.
know. I'll figure something out.
I don't know, man. Get your salt all. I don't know, man.
Well,
That's
shoot, dude. I feel pretty talked out. I feel like our listeners are probably pretty listened out too. I got nothing else to say. You got anything?
no. I'm tired, boss.
Yep. Yep. It's late, buddy.
Yeah.
But I want nothing more in my life than to make these handcrafted nachos a
I
thing.
didn't even think of that. Like as soon as you said it, I was like, I need these.
Yeah.
Like how good, like the whole depth of flavor, man. Because like your tortilla chips are so fucking good.
Right. But
And
imagine if we made them with your tortillas.
I can't handle this.
And then
With your
when
beer cheese or something, fuck
yeah.
off.
And we haven't done it for a while. But we used to do what I call nachos libre, which were
Yeah.
our house chips with house beer cheese and the Texas Book of the Dead chili on top. And that stuff, you talk about giving you feelings.
Yeah.
Dude, that was the absolute best beer munchie ever.
Oh my god.
Like I've been thinking about it for days, and like I just salivate thinking about it.
Right, dude. I have a belly full of rigatoni, and I'm like out here just like
Right,
fuck.
right. I'm so full right now, but also I could
Yeah.
eat.
Yeah, right, dude. Absolutely. But yeah, this was a blast, man. She's an absolute champion, man. I love
Oh
this.
hell yeah,
This is so much fucking fun.
it's fucking great. Well, and then we'll just keep doing it, man. We'll keep finding
Yeah, man.
awesome people and talking to them.
Yeah, go take your nun night juice. I love you and your nipples.
Oh well, thank you very much. You know I have 4, right?
Let's see him.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Like a mama dog. Okay, bye.